Hello everyone. Welcome to another session of FB Live hosted by CraftSpace. Now, for those of you who have been with us since day one, you will notice that sometimes we do our session in the morning, which is 11 o'clock, and sometimes we do our session in the afternoon, which is 2:30. Now, the reason why we get a lot of questions as in like why sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon. So the reason why we do that is because we do have different sets of customers that can only join in the morning and some that can only join in the afternoon. So to be fair to both, we are also doing it in a separate session. So hopefully it answers your questions why sometimes it's in the morning, sometimes it's in the afternoon. So last month, because of some arrangements, so we had our sessions mostly in the morning. This month onwards, we will try to have some morning sessions and some in the afternoon sessions, okay? So if you are keen to join us every Saturday, so please take note of the timing. It's either 11 o'clock in the morning or 2:30 in the afternoon, all right? Okay, so today we are going to do a little bit more of a fun and relaxed activity, yeah? Summer is halfway gone, yeah? For those of you who celebrate summer holiday, it's already halfway gone, and don't we miss the outdoor, yeah? When it comes to summer, then we always say that, oh, we need to go to the beach, we need to go outdoor, you know, enjoy the sun. However, because of MCO, we are all stuck at home with nowhere to go. The most we can is to go outside the house into our garden, right? So that is the reason why today we are trying to recreate the fun moment or the fun memories that we have when we are at the beach. Most of you, I'm pretty sure, really miss going to the beach, right? Especially the kids, where they can build sand castles and all that, yeah, and play in the water, right? So today, in conjunction with also with the World or Global Kinetic Day, which happens on the 11th of August, yeah. So that is why we are also doing this moon sand. Now, there will be questions whereby what is the difference, yeah, between moon sand and kinetic sand? You know, what is moon sand? What is kinetic sand? Now, as we grow older, right, we have already acknowledged that play is actually a very important part of a kid's development skill, right? So they need to play. They learn through play, right? So one of the very popular play or thematic play that everyone shouts about is sensory play, or we call it as messy play, where you encourage the kids to get their hands dirty, where they can actually explore their five senses. Yeah, the five senses being smell, touch, see, hearing, and also taste. Yeah, so they need to go through all these five senses in order to develop their skills, right? And sensory play has also been acknowledged as the foundation or fundamental for all the other skills like critical thinking skill, yeah, like emotional skill. So that is the reason why they have been promoting a lot of sensory play, especially for young kids or toddlers or babies, yeah, as young as babies. Now, being sensory play, it's not just for babies, yeah. Even for adults, sometimes we need it because we need to refresh our memory how our five senses work, right? Sometimes if let's say we can touch things without even seeing it, or we can, it also help us to improve our senses, yeah. Like for example, sometimes we see, of course we don't see as good as when it is darkness. So in order for us to really see in darkness, we need to rely on other senses like touch, like hearing. So sensory play is also good for us as adults because it also helps us to improve, yeah, our other senses. Sometimes we may forget and then we rely heavily on hearing or seeing, but we forget about other senses. So that is the reason why we need to also improve. Yeah. Okay. So what is moon sand? Now, moon sand is actually a moldable sand that never dries out. Okay, so the keyword is never dries out. Okay, now if let's say you want to compare, so you can think of the sand at the beach, right, which you use to build sandcastle. So it has the similar texture, except that it doesn't need water, right? Moon sand is given its name because of its crumbly texture. It represents the surface of the moon, so that is why it is called moon sand. Okay, now to be a little bit more technical, this sand is actually coated in a hydrophobic compound, which means that the grains of sand stick to each other and bond together. Okay, so that is why it is moldable when compressed, making it a famous open-ended play. Now, what is open-ended play? Means that you can play this using any types of play tools, and also it is based on your imagination and creativity. All right. So today we are going to use what we call it as home based or homemade ingredients. Yeah, ingredients that you can easily find at home. Of course, it is not going to be 100% the same as store-bought moon sand or kinetic sand, but it serves the same purpose. Yeah, it is for sensory play, and also best of all, it is economical, and you can also be very sure that the ingredients that you use are safe for kids. Right, especially if let's say you have babies at home and you want to try this ingredient, right? Now, today we are going to do a taste-safe moon sand, right? So of course there are a lot of recipes out there that involve different types of materials or different type of ingredients. But today, what we are going to do is we are going to take consideration of some kids, especially babies or toddlers, right? They like to put things in their mouth. So this one, of course, it's not going to taste as good, but at least you know, even if let's say they accidentally put this in their mouth, it is safe. All you need to do is drink lots of water and it will dissolve. All right? Okay, so let's see. What are the ingredients that we need? So we will need cornstarch. Okay, so you can buy the cornstarch at during your any of your grocery trips. Okay, cornstarch. If let's say you don't have cornstarch, any types of flour will do. Okay. Why we use cornstarch is because cornstarch is very, very fine and very the texture is very smooth. That is the reason why we prefer to use cornstarch. And then we will need vegetable oil, coconut oil or olive oil. Why we use edible oil is because this is taste safe. Of course, there are some recipe that actually recommended baby oil. For us, for now, we are not using baby oil because it is not edible or it is not taste safe. Okay, and then if let's say you need to add food coloring, okay, you can add a little bit of food coloring, just a few drops. The best type will be powdered form. Otherwise, it's oil based or gel. If not, then you can use the normal liquid food coloring. Of course, the normal liquid one is not as good as the powdered one because it doesn't really mix well with oil. Yeah, because water and oil don't really mix. But if you do not have the oil base or powder form of food coloring, this works too. It's just that maybe some part of the flour will be darker color and then some part will be lighter color. That's about it. All right. And then if let's say you want to add essential oil, yeah, so you can add in some essential oil to fight germs and bacteria since they are playing with it, right? So no harm to add in those germ busting essential oil. We have done a few research. Yeah, the best oil essential oil to use for germ busting is tea tree, of course, And then we have lavender, eucalyptus, lemon, as well as peppermint. So if you have any of these 5, it is good. Or if let's say you want to mix and match, you can do the same. Now the reason why we have done research for essential oil was during last year when the first COVID-19 outbreak started. We had some activities teaching kids how to take care of themselves. So we did wipes, we did sanitizer using essential oil. Yeah, so that is the reason why we had all this oil at home as well. So might as well we use it, right? So, and of course you need mixing bowl or a big baking tray. Now when you play, of course, yeah, you need tray so that it's flat enough for you to put your toys or your cookie cutters in it. Yeah. Otherwise, if let's say you want to mix, you can mix it in a large bowl first, right? And then you need something that you can measure when you scoop up your flour as well as your vegetable oil. That's about it. So very simple, 2 ingredients. If let's say you do not want any add-ons like food coloring and essential oil, okay? So first off, always remember in terms of the recipe, we are doing a very small portion. If let's say you want it to be a bigger portion, you can always take the ratio, yeah? So it's 4 parts cornstarch or flour to half part of vegetable oil, okay? Either that, or for easy remembrance, okay, for your easy note, is 8 part flour to 1 part oil. Okay, it is always the same concoction. If you want it to be lesser, then you just cut it based on the ratio. All right, so let's take out the big bowl. Okay, and then we are going to pour in 4 parts, yeah, of cornstarch. So I am using a measuring cup. If you do not have a measuring cup, if let's say you use normal cup or normal bowl, it's fine. So as long as you know that it is 4 parts versus half part. All right. So make sure it is not mountain full, it's flat. Okay. And then you pour it into your mixing bowl. Okay. So 4 parts. And then you get ready your oil, half part. So if let's say you are using whatever measuring tools that you are using, please make sure you use the same one so that you get the correct concoction. Okay, so I'm using a 60 ml or quarter cup measuring cup. So this one is also the same. So I put in half cup of oil. Okay, now if let's say you want to add in food coloring, this is where you add in, and then you mix in the oil itself. Okay, so we are going to add in a little bit of food coloring. Just a few drops will do. Of course, do take note that food coloring will stain your hand. Okay, so the more food coloring you put in, then the color will stain your hand or your skin longer, which means that it will take longer time for you to get rid of. Yeah. Of course, there are also suggestions to use washable paint, but again, it is up to you. If let's say you want to use washable paint, it is, though it is not non-toxic, but it is not taste safe. Okay, so that is the reason why we opted for food coloring. Now, so when you do this, what you do is you need to break down the big bubbles. Yeah, so make sure that when you mix your food coloring in the oil, okay, break down the big bubble into small bubble so that it's easier for you to mix it later on. Okay, so mine is done. So we are going to pour it into the flour. Okay, the next thing is you need to mix it. Okay, so let's put all other things out. So you just mix it, and when you mix it, make sure that all the flour mix together with the oil. Okay, so that it is not lumpy. Now this step, you may need to do it very slowly, okay, because it may be messy, okay, because flour is still in powder form. You can use hand if you want. Best if, let's say, you want to use hand, because after all, this is sensory play, right? So you just have to make sure that it adds in. Now, what is the difference between moon sand and kinetic sand? Some of you may ask, yeah. So moon sand, like I mentioned just now, it is moldable. Now you may say that, oh, kinetic sand also is moldable, right? Now the major difference, there are two major differences actually between moon sand and also kinetic sand, okay? Kinetic sand is just simply regular sand, yeah, that has been coated with silicone oil, okay? So it is coated with silicone oil. Its texture is more silky, yeah, compared to moon sand, okay? Moon sand is more crumbly, okay? So that is the first differences, yeah, the first difference. And then the second one, if you have played with kinetic sand before, kinetic sand actually, when you build it, right, it will fall apart after a few seconds, right? But with moon sand, the texture actually remain intact unless you break it. So for moon sand, it is much more similar to the sand that you use in building your sandcastle, okay? So what you do is you just continue to mix it. If, let's say, you want to add in more food coloring, you can, yeah, but try not to add too much. So what you do is you just continue to mold this and make sure that all the oil mix well. If, let's say, it is too dry, you can add a few more drops of oil. If it is too wet, you can add a bit more flour, okay? Now, how do you know whether it is done? So when you squeeze it like this, it doesn't break apart, then you know it is done, okay? It's that simple. So, of course, making it is simple. It's not very difficult, but having it played, yeah, by kids, it will take hours. So please make sure when you play or when you get ready this for play, make sure you have a big surface that is clean, yeah, so that they can play. Flat surface will be better, so that it's easier for them to play. You can also build themes, like, for example, oh, imagine today you are at the beach, so you can build sandcastle with moon sand, okay, or with this the ingredients that you make, okay. Now, when we talk about adding liquid to flour, sometimes if for those of you who have made different types of or made or experiment, yeah, flour with liquid, you will notice that it will dry out, yeah, because of water, right? And then it will also be moldy after a few days. This one, it will not dry out because we do not use water. So it is just oil, okay? So basically, the flour is actually coated with oil, so it doesn't dry out, okay? Now, it cannot go wet. If, let's say, it is wet, then best to throw it away and make a new batch, yeah? Because after all these ingredients are easily available and it is quite cheap to get it, all right? Okay, so you continue to mix it so that there is no lump of oil sticking to one part and the other part. So we have to make sure that all are evenly sticking to each other, okay? And then you can use your hand to play with it, okay? Now, while you do this, we will be doing the lucky draw. So today we are going to pick 5 names, yeah, for the lucky draw, and we are giving away free vouchers again, yeah, today. So let's see who is the lucky winner for today. Right, so let's clean my hand first because they're still quite powdery and oily. All right. Okay, so let's pick the first name. Okay, first name, Ng Zeng Yao. Parent Chia Hun. Okay, Ng Zeng Yao. So if you are here, please type into the comment section and say Zeng Yao is here. Okay. Now, please make sure you type into the comment section, yeah, so that our admin is notified that you are here. Otherwise, then your spot will be forfeited. All right. So the next name that we are going to call, Jaden Lim Zihui, Mommy Yong Li Ling. Jaden Lim Zihui, Mommy Yong Li Ling. Okay. Jaden Lim, if you are here, please type into the comment section. Okay. Third name, Wee Jasmine, Mommy Su Michelle. Okay, Wee Jasmine, Mommy Su Michelle. Okay, so this is the third name. Okay. Fourth name, Jaden Ko, Mommy Mandy Chang. Jaden Ko, Mommy Mandy Chang. So this is the fourth name. And the last name, Mika Chin, Mommy Sharon Ko. Mika Chin, Mommy Sharon Ko. Okay, so let's put this one side first. Let me repeat their names, yeah. Okay, first name we called Ng Zeng Yao. Ng Zeng Yao, Mommy Chia Hun. Okay. Second name, Jaden Lim Zihui, Mommy Yong Li Ling. Jaden Yong Li Ling. Okay, Jaden Lim, yeah. Jaden Lim is here. Yes, Jaden Ko from Mandy Chang. Yeah, both here. Okay, Wee Jasmine, Mommy Su Michelle. And then Mika Chin, Mommy Sharon Ko. Okay, so let's put this one side so that we allow them time in case there are some time lags, yeah. Okay, so have you finished mixing it? Mika Chin is here. Okay, so basically if you are done mixing, you can actually start to play with it. Okay, take out your cookie cutter, take out your toys, and then you can start playing. Now, do take note of a few things when you play with this, yeah. Because it is mixed with oil, your hands can be oily. So please make sure you don't touch anywhere with your oily hands, yeah. After finish playing, wash your hands first, yeah, before you touch anywhere. Now, for storage purpose, what you need to do is keep this in airtight container and then keep it in cool, dry place. It should be good for a couple of weeks, maybe 2 weeks to about 3 weeks time. Then you change if let's say you want to play again. All right. Of course, before you take it out and play every time, just double confirm whether it is moldy or it has weird smell. Okay, because you have to make sure that this is taste safe, right? And we won't know that every time after play, maybe hands are wet or sweat will go in, yeah. So that is the reason why we have to also make sure before we play it is safe enough. Okay, all right. Now there are some ways to get rid to make this recipe without food coloring. Okay, you can use vegetable and fruit puree, but do take note that that one you can't really keep long because at the end of the day, puree, we use water to blend it, right? We mix water with fruit to blend it, yeah. So that is the reason why when you add puree into the dry ingredient, then you can't really keep as long. Yeah. So the best is still you use food coloring that is powder type or oil base. All right. If there are also some for older kids, you may want to say, for example, you really want to feel or play with real sand. Now the other option is you use you buy those very fine sand. Now definition of very fine sand is those colored sand will be the best, so that you don't have to mix with other food coloring. The best choice, of course, is those sand from Sand Art. Yeah, so if you have those sand, then you can use that. Now the concoction for those recipe that involve real sand or sand art, the sand from Sand Art is 5 parts fine sand, 2 parts cornstarch or flour. 3 parts. Okay, 5 parts sand, 3 parts cornstarch, and 1 part oil. So if let's say you use measuring cup, then it will be 5 cups of sand, 3 cups of cornstarch, and 1 cup of oil. So that one will give you a more beach sand-like texture, right? And that is also the same concoction that the store-bought moon sand use, but of course we would know what is the ratio that they use. Yeah, but in terms of the ingredient, it's the same, right? So that is one thing, and this is you can actually play it indoor and outdoor. Of course, it will be messy, definitely. That is the reason why we call this sensory play or messy play. Best part is you can actually just sweep away, yeah, quite easily, because it is not going to stick it on the floor. Yeah, you can use brush and easily brush it off. All right. Of course, if let's say you opt to play outdoor, it's fine too. Then they can enjoy the sun as well. Okay, so you can set up a beach night, yeah, or beach evening at the garden, right? So that they can play, they can build sand castle and things like that. Okay. Now, what are the benefits? So we can talk about some of the benefits that comes together with sensory play. For those of you who have kids, you definitely will know that sensory play is very important. But how important it is? Okay. So like I mentioned earlier, yeah, it is to make sure that we allow the kids to explore, yeah, their 5 senses, right? So that is one thing. Second thing is, of course, they can actually develop language development, yeah, their language skill as well. Because when you play, they tend to talk. If let's say your kids are very young, then you can actually play together with them and then tell them to feel it. Ask them, how do you feel? How do you, what can you do? Observation. So that is how they actually develop words, structure. Yeah, so that is one thing for younger kids. Okay, of course, it also builds motor skill, whether it is fine motor skill or gross motor skill. All right. So even for adult, for example, this is also very important. Yeah, because sometimes if let's say our motor skill is not very good, then there are a lot of things that we can't do. So it is very important for us to enhance or improve our motor skills. Yeah. So this one, of course, it involves other tools, like for example, cookie cutters. Yeah. For example, their their toys, their trucks. If let's say you have beach sandcastle set, then it is the time for you to dig it out and let them have fun, right? And then of course, it is also to develop imagination as well as open-ended play. Yeah, what is open-ended play? Like I mentioned just now, it is beyond imagination. So it means that whatever you can think of, you can play with it. Okay, you can make it a pretend masak-masak, for example, right? So you can make shapes with cookie cutters. And best of all, if let's say you have those kitchen play set, okay, so you can also use it to pretend play, right? Or role playing. So recently we have been doing workshops for dream house or doll house. So if those of you who actually sign up with us to build your doll house, yeah, you can also use this. Okay, all right. So these are some of the things that you can do with Moonsend, right? It's very easy and it's very quick. Also, today the session is also going to be very quick because it is so easy, right? But playtime can last many hours. So it depends on you, okay? Of course, this one you can also use other materials or other ingredients to do it. You can add Play-Doh in it as well or clay in it. But of course, those are not really taste safe, yeah? So just bear in mind on that. All right, so do we have Zheng Yao or we Jasmine? No? Should we pick up another 2 more names? All right. So we put this one side. So we pick up 2 more names. Okay, Aiden Raphael Teo, Mami Andrin Low. Aiden Raphael Teo. Zheng Yao is here. Okay, Zheng Yao is here. So 4. Okay, so we have Mika Chin, Zheng Yao, Jaden Lim, and Jaden Ko. Okay, so Aiden Raphael. And is it here? No? Okay. 4 names already. So we need 1 more name, yeah? Okay, so let's see. So this will be the last one that we pick up. Ryder Ng. Ryder Ng, Mami Nico Yap. Okay? Ryder Ng, Mami Nico Yap. If you are here, please type into the comment section. Okay? Ryder Ng. And if Aiden Raphael Teo is here, you can also type into the comment section. Okay. Ryder Ng is here. Okay, so we have 5 lucky winners already. So today is going to be a very short workshop. It's very quick. But I'm pretty sure that you will have a lot of fun playing with this. Yeah. So if let's say you have a texture that you can mold, okay, without it falling apart, then you know that it is already done, yeah. So this one, once you play, best to let it air dry a bit before you keep it into the air dry container, because after we play, our hands might sweat, yeah, so it might be wet. So it is best to let it air dry before we keep. Okay. All right. So we are going to wrap up today's workshop. Join us next week because we have another exciting workshop next week onwards. And then after that in September, it is Moon Cake Festival. Yeah, so you will be expecting a lot of moon cake related activities as well. Yeah. For those of you who have not followed us on Facebook, please do so. And if you are happy with the workshops that you have attended, and then you feel that it is actually beneficial for kids, please help us to share it out, because we are also hoping that more kids can actually benefit from all these sessions. Yeah, because living a sustainable lifestyle. Sorry for that. Yeah, living a sustainable lifestyle is what we aim for, especially for the younger generation, so that we can actually keep our Mother Earth healthy longer, right? So that we don't abuse, yeah, the natural resources, yeah, that are given to us, right? So, oh, before I forget, we had we launched the 30 days plastic-free life challenge last month, right, in July, first week of July. So there are some of you who have already submitted your progress report. We have received it. Thank you for your participation. We will be in touch with you to send you some freebies, yeah, for your efforts done. But for those of you who are still keen or have not submitted all your reports, please do so, because we are closing our 30 days plastic free life challenge next Sunday. So you have another one more week before we close it. So if, let's say, you still want to participate, please send us the progress report so that we can reward you with goodies, right? How are you going to submit it? You can actually post it on your Facebook page and tag us, yeah, Craftspace MY. Yeah, you just tag us, Craftspace MY. Please make sure that you make your post public so that we can view it. Otherwise, if it is in privacy mode, then we will not be able to view it, yeah. Alternatively, you can share with us via WhatsApp, or you can share with us via Google Drive if, let's say, you have a lot of photos in there, right? So that is about it today. A very short and quick session. This is the shortest that we have so far. We hope that you enjoy making your moon sand. You can make a lot of different colors, and then you can play with it, yeah, because it is fun to play with, right? Otherwise, I will see you next week. Have fun, have a good weekend, and bye.